What is going on, guys? This is Ryan Horton's Game Gear, and in today's video we are going to be counting down the top 5 worst of the worst perks in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now the reason I'm doing this video is simply the fact that there's so many perks and some of them are absolutely terrible, completely useless. Well, not all of them useless, the bad ones aren't all useless, but there has to be some bad ones. I mean, there's way too many perks in this game in my opinion, and I think we need to expose them for that. Before we get into this video, I just wanted to let you guys know this is my own personal opinion. You guys can feel free to have your own opinion in the comments below or whatever, so please don't get offended. This is all get fun and games, and let's just get on with the video, yeah? So coming in at number 5 we have Secret Source. Now this perk costs 1,500 points, which isn't too bad, and basically what this perk does, it gives you any perk that's available in the entire game. So you could get Mule Kick, Dying Wish, Electric Burst, you get the idea. Now this sounds pretty cool on paper. You get a completely random perk and you could get the best thing ever or the worst thing ever, but the problem is if you get the worst thing ever, it could potentially screw your game up. Like for example, no one wants to get Death Perception, for example, which is not a very good perk in my opinion. That does come later in the list, by the way, and we'll speak about that, spoilers. But then you could get Dying Wish, which is the best perk, but the thing is, I often find myself getting worse perks for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it's just not a brilliant combination if you ask me. I think it's a bit of a mess when it comes to zombies. You want to be able to know what you're doing and what you're getting into. It might be good for things like challenges and having a bit of fun with your friends, but it's not a perk you want to be taking in if you're doing an Easter egg or a high round attempt. Absolutely not. Now coming in at the number 4 spot, it's actually Deadshot Dealer. Now this works exactly the same way pretty much as Deadshot Dealer from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 3 or whatever, and basically what it does is it helps you accuracy for headshots. Now to me this only helps new players, and it's not the best choice of perk if you ask me. As long as you're good at shooting in the head, you shouldn't really need it too much. There are other more useful perks out there that'll probably get the job done just as effectively. And I mean the modifier is not too bad because you're getting damage boost when you're on a headshot streak, and it applies to both your prime and your secondary weapons, which isn't too bad I suppose, but that's only if you have it on your modifier slot. And the other perks that have better modifier upgrades, and trust me, they're a lot more useful. So coming in at the number 3 spot is actually Blood Wolf Biter. Now I think a lot of people are going to hate me in the comments of this, because this can be a really useful perk. It's quite a cool concept. You basically get a wolf fighting along your side. When you do a certain amount of damage, that wolf's by your side and he's wrecking zombies like no tomorrow. Now you might be thinking that's a great idea, and it is a great idea on paper. It can actually get you to high rounds pretty fast, but the problem is when you're doing some high round attempts and Easter eggs or whatever, it can be a bit of a pain, because sometimes if you're doing a high round attempt, you might want to be getting a certain weapon or do a particular task, for example, and you might not be able to do that because your wolf might kill the last zombie, and as a result it restarts a new round, and that keeps on happening over and over and over again, and this can just create a bit of a frustration for players. It is good, don't get me wrong, as like a little companion thing, but overall it does more damage than good in my opinion. People in the comments are going to hate me for that, but that's what I believe, and that's why it comes in at the number 3 spot on today's list. Now coming in at the number 2 spot is actually Death Perception. I bet everyone was thinking this was going to be number 1, but in my opinion there's one more perk that takes the cake for the worst. Anyway, the reason this is on the list is just simply the fact that you're only ever going to use this perk if you've never played zombies in your life, and it's just really stupid. You see zombies through walls and screen indicators and stuff, and it's just no one really uses it that much because it has no real benefit other than to help you see zombies, and that's really about it. The modifier isn't that great either, because all it does is you just deal a bit of increased damage to enemy with weak points. I don't think it's even that significant either from what I remember. I think I've used the perk maybe once, twice, 3 times maximum, and there's nothing useful about it, and I think it's just more of an annoyance to use and a waste of a perk slot. There's far better options out there, and that's why it comes in at the number 2 spot, but the number 1 is a heck of a lot worse in my opinion. And coming in at the number 1 spot as the absolute worst perk in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Zombies, in my opinion, and probably most people's opinion, I hope, if not I'm dead, is Blaze Phase. Now, I'm going to read you the exact description of this perk because I think it's kind of ridiculous in itself. Crouch, then uncrouch to dash through enemies in a blaze of fire, killing and knocking them back. Stay crouched to charge for more distance. Jump cancel to charge. Now basically, in hindsight, as you've seen in this gameplay here, what you do is you crouch, then uncrouch, then you dash through enemies. That's literally all you can do, and that'll kill a horde. And there's a recharge, you have to wait for it to recharge. It doesn't do that much damage in the high rounds. There's nothing effective about it. At least Death Perception has something effective so that you can see the zombie. So if you're looking for the last zombie, for example, like a high round attempt or an Easter egg or whatever, you can find them really easily. But this thing has no use whatsoever. I'll even read you the modifier. I don't think that's much better either. Dash distance is infinite at max charge, which actually sounds pretty good on paper, but it really isn't. Upon ending a dash, release final damage pulse that knocks down enemies. Weapon reload speed is increased. So every modifier gets the weapon reload speed increased anyway, so that's not even a benefit in my opinion. And then release the final damage pulse that knocks down enemies. So it doesn't even kill enemies, it knocks down the enemies. That's it. It doesn't do anything else that's remotely useful in my opinion. And there's so many better options out there, like I've said about nearly every single perk on this list. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.